My last question, and I really want to take a little more time to elaborate, is that for you to elaborate on this. Yes, there's growth of Christianity within the two-thirds world, the majority world, in the global south, but there's still a large chunk of non-Christian world. And in today's evangelical missiological expression, the unreached people groups. Mm-hmm. What do you see is happening through the rise of Christianity within the global south to reach out to this unreached people group? Or if there are some partnership taking place with the Western world, Western Christians, and what are some of the challenges? What do you see the trend? What do you see the future of that, reaching the unreached people group?
I am so glad that you raised that question. I'm extremely happy that you raised that question. I believe that this is a very critical issue for us. I have a metaphor all the time in my heart. It's like a father. Father has been working so hard, but he is limited. He nurtures several children, but children are not working what father wants. And I think this is a situation in this global village. We lay all burdens on the shoulders of the American Christianity a lot. As we looking at the global Christianity, we have been investigating 24,000 ethnic groups, the people groups. Then we are defining the 11,000 unreached people groups. And then we say that there are several, about 3,000 unengaged people groups. So as we're looking at the unreached people group all over the world, it's not actually in Latin America or Africa. It's a more likely temporary window. So that is a
1040 window.
Temporary windows.
Yes.
You know, the Hinduist area, Buddhist area, Islamic area. 90% of our unevangelized area is actually located in temporary window.
Right.
What my beautiful colleague Louis Bush also discovered, you know, that. So I'm thinking, you know, how we can contribute to evangelize the whole world. The father is aging. 165,000 cross-cultural missionaries working all over the world. America alone is 65,000 missionaries working. Wow. So it's like, you know, still America is the great father. Yet, children can do. You know, what about Indonesian leaders? What about Chinese believers? What about the beautiful Indian colleagues? You know, they are living in 1040 window. You know, let them do it. This is the idea that the Filipino, you know, Korean missionary right now, you know, working in different part of the world. You know, the 13,000. You know, that's a big number. But in comparison to America, still not. No. And Korea is small. So how do you do? So this is my desire. You know, let the Indian leaders arise. Let the Indonesians and, you know, the Chinese. Right. But when Chinese leaders wanting to missionary work, I've been in China so many times, I can see that it's not going to work like that. Because you have passion. You have enthusiasm for the mission. You don't have any experienced people. Right. The Cultural Revolution made a generational gap a lot. Right. Because older generation right now, 70, 80. Younger Christian leaders in China, 30s. If you're old Christian leaders, 40. You know, in China, still young. Yes. And 100 million Christians, you know, they want to know, and they want to learn from Korea. They want to learn from West. Right. But the cultural gap is big. Okay. And Indonesian leaders, they want to learn how to pray. They want to raise up the missionaries, but they don't know what to do. You know, the economic issue, you know, the other issues. And India is doing amazing because unengaged people, unreached people, still, you know, so many things. We need a collaboration from other people. Therefore, in that window, I think we have to challenge the local churches to to do their local mission. Let the Indians reach out the other cross-cultural mission in Indian continents. Let the Indonesian go to the Islamic countries to reach out the Muslim brethren. Let the Chinese reach out to Central Asia, Himalaya, and back to Jerusalem. Let the people in that area, invest their time and money and their personal, to do the work. And also I'm thinking that the African leaders should go northbound, North Africa. They have to do that.
Right.
They're the missionary work, and there are also Islamic people there.
Right.
And also Latin America. Right now, they should back to their own homelands.
Right.
It's like Spain, Portugal, Britain, Germany. America is coming from actually Europe. So Europe is declining. This is a mission field for them. So win-win situation actually comes from the south. So we have to look at the different angles. What we see, the whole world requiring for us to unite and to collaborate and to work together in hands in hands. And this is the dire request for us. And I think I am so happy that you raised that question for me.
Yeah. Right. And I was thinking, with the Western Christianity in the past, not only that they were the political power, but they also had the economic power. So they were able to support missionaries and the projects they had. Whereas some of these unreached people groups, they have very meager income. You were just mentioning to me yesterday, people in Manila, they can't even afford to have internet. So in what ways that can be dealt with in relation to people in the West who do have resources? Because these people, not only that they have passion, but they don't have the economic power that is needed.
For me, that's a very simple solution available for us to do. 90% of resource comes from the West. Total amount of offering, tithe, all those things from the Western Christianity by 90%, 10% from the non-West. But I think more valuable resource we have in the non-West. That is the human being.
Okay.
The people, they are the one actually working there. So therefore, we cannot compare how much you have. We can compare how many people you have.
Okay.
So they can do evangelize. And even they can also share their own unreached people. In my book, I talk about urbanization. This urbanization can be defined in global scale. That's we call the Great Germanic Migration. And middle scale, it's a national, international. And then the small scale, that's a domestic migration. So like in India and others, if people coming into urban area, unreached people comes to the urban area. When your church gets stronger, then your church becomes the mission power. Unreached people will receive the gospel of the Lord from your church. Then what happened? That person can be a missionary to his hometown. So we don't need to send money or any others. We can just send our prayer. So therefore, non-Western world still, there are a lot of resources. We have to utilize for them. And then the West must be generous to share their richness to the church.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kim.
Thank you so much.
It was a great pleasure for me to have this discussion, and let's continue this discussion and see what the Lord has for us to work together in His great harvest field.
Amen. This is my privilege to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Bless you.
God bless you.